Evie. So, first things first, welcome back. If you're new, this is my channel, and in my channel, I usually talk about my journey with DID and give advice for people who aren't really aware or don't really know much about dissociative identity disorder. But first things first, you see this right here? That Come on guys, like help the channel out, like help me spread DID awareness. So for those that have watched my channel before, this isn't my usual setup. That is a rooster in the background. I'm currently in South Carolina, countryside. So currently right now a southerner. Super cool, right? So in today's video, yeah, that rooster's never gonna shut up. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about why we shouldn't glamorize dissociative identity disorder, and we're going to talk about the dark side of having dissociative identity disorder. This is from my personal experience. Dissociative identity disorder is not one size fits all. You know, a lot of different things can happen with many different people. You can have systems that, you know, range from having to only 1 to over 100 plus, you know, like so many different things can happen with different people. And yeah, this is my story. So 1, abusive relationships happen a lot with dissociative identity disorder. For me personally, relationships always come and gone. You know, I've had trouble keeping relationships. I had trouble, you know, starting relationships romantically or just friendship, strictly platonic wise. You know, a lot of people don't really understand. I often get the fear to start anything. I've become kind of like, you know, a hermit crab in my own shell. Because I'm afraid of what people would say or what people would think when they find out that, you know, I have dissociative identity disorder. So relationships are hard, you know, for anybody. You know, this isn't like, oh, I have dissociative identity disorder, that means my hardships are harder than yours. No, that's not the case whatsoever. It's not. It's often, you know, it's been very hard. So let's get started talking. So, abusive relationships. Anyone with or without dissociative identity disorder or any kind of mental illness, or someone with no mental illness at all, can be a victim or an enabler, or, you know, the whole root of the abusive relationship. And me personally, I've experienced abuse inside and outside of myself. You know, in my last video, before I'll post the picture right here, this video, I had a comment right here saying, you know, you shouldn't really say persecutors or introjects are the only abusive alters that you can have. In that video, I clearly stated that they weren't the only ones, but mine are. Mine are the only negative alters that I have right now. Not saying it's anything, like, any alter can be abusive. Any alter, you know, not just introjects or persecutors. You can have alters that you can have the host that's abusive. You can have even a little that's abusive. You know, abuse, it goes all the way around. So, but being said, with dissociative identity disorder, we're going to talk about one time where I was in an abusive relationship back in high school. We'll not be naming any names, but this person and I were constantly on and off. They knew about my dissociative identity disorder, and they kept manipulating my alters whenever we would break up, you know, to get back together or whatever. And this person, you know, it's a very toxic situation. Like, a lot of things were said, a lot of things were done on both sides, you know. I don't want to get into detail because this isn't supposed to be, you know, a really grim channel, but I don't want people to come to my channel because I always said that my dissociative identity disorder was more of an ability, not a disability, but there are a lot of hardships that come with accepting it. I've been diagnosed, you know, officially for over 5 years now, but I've had it for the majority of my life. My mom in this video can attest to that, you know. So uh a lot of the times, you know, me and this person, we didn't get along. uh we stayed with each other for, I think, emotional, due to emotional attachment, you know, but me and this person were not good for each other. But this person knew about my dissociative identity disorder and would constantly, you know, jump around with my alters. And, you know, a lot of you guys are saying, oh, that's not cheating, that's not, you're all the same person, which is true. But with dissociative identity disorder, you know, even though we all share one body, we do see each other, me personally, we do see each other as different people. So it was a very emotional straining on our relationship because I don't like sharing. And it felt hard because it was like he wouldn't, it was like he was with me, but he wasn't just with me. You know what I mean? Like, it was hard. It was hard. It was stressful. It was betraying towards me personally. It was hard because we felt trapped in the relationship. We had no one else to talk to about it because even friends in school or friends that we have now, which we don't really have a lot, um, a lot of them didn't really know about my dissociative identity disorder until I made this channel or until I made my TikTok. Um, so we felt trapped. We felt very isolated. I felt like I was beaten. I felt like I failed at the relationship amongst many others that came and gone, you know, and friendship wise, you know, relationship romantically, you know, we're single now, so something went wrong somewhere. And, you know, either my past relationships, you know, so many things happened. It wasn't always their fault, it wasn't always our fault, but so many different things went down. And my dissociative identity disorder was, you know, the cherry on top, or, you know, the root cause of why most of my relationships, platonically or romantically, did not work out. Um, Platonically wise, another story was I had another friend in high school. We were really close um, for the first 2 years, but then after a while, things started to change. We started to drift further apart from each other. Um, she tried to warn me about my relationship with said person from the story time prior, and I didn't want to listen. I didn't think it was happening the way that it was, and I let the relationship go. Because me personally, I don't try to fight for relationships. Like, after a while, if I feel like there's no point, or me personally, if I feel like that person has moved on, I just want the best for that person. And if I feel like I am slowing them down, or if I'm the cause of them not being able to aim higher, I let them go. Because of my dissociative identity disorder, I, over the time, became a procrastinator with a lot of relationships. I pushed people away because I was afraid of what they would think about me. I was afraid of a lot. And with that being said, this goes into number 2. I have PTSD, and with these relationships comes a lot of trauma. And with my PTSD, that gives me anxiety because I constantly feel like I'm going to repeat the same actions. I constantly feel like I'm going to ruin anything good that I have in my life the moment they find out that I have dissociative identity disorder, because not everyone is accepting, and it's not everyone's job to accept. It's not everyone's job to love you for you, you know? And if you find someone like that, it's great. Like, I do have relationships now. Like, this is my best friend, Nathan. He's been with me for almost 9 years, and, you know, he's the greatest person I could have ever asked for. In fact, you know, I try to keep my private life private, so don't really mention him a lot, but Nathan, if you're watching this, you know, you do mean a lot to me. Me and Nathan been through a lot. We went to prom together both times. We dated in the past, didn't work out, but he stayed very close to my heart a long time afterwards. I wish I could get him in on a channel, but out of respect for him, he has asked me many times not to put him here, with the exception of this one shout out. So I will respect his wishes, but he really does mean a lot to me. But yeah, PTSD, anxiety, depression comes and goes all the time, especially when I'm confronting with my other alters, or inside someone else is having a problem. It's so, their influence is so, like, their presence and their feelings are just so potent. Like, it's just so on top of me to where I feel like a big tidal wave is coming at me and I constantly break down. Having dissociative identity disorder, you know, even with me being a seasoned D.I.D-er, it still gets hard for me a lot, especially now with my last video here. My therapist has left me and I've been trying my best to cope on my own. And there's times where, you know, I still do think about the times I had with my therapist or any kind of therapy. Like, I do need therapy. There's still times where I think like that, but then other times I think you've gone so far without it. So I'm at an instant conflict. I hate that rooster. I'm at an instant conflict with myself on the inside, and it sucks. So that always leads into, here we go again, this number 3, loss of time, blackouts. I cannot tell you, I think I said it in my first and second video, these two here, boom boom. I cannot tell you throughout the span of my life to where I would have people coming up to me saying how happy they were I was in their life. I have no idea who you are. Family outings, I don't remember. Story time, number 3, I guess at this point. I lost count. I was hospitalized for my dissociative identity disorder, my depression, and I'll blank it out here, but you can read if you want. Trigger warning here. To where I was hospitalized for 2 weeks, and in the entire time I was hospitalized, my camera's just gonna keep moving, sorry. The entire time I was hospitalized, I don't remember it. I remember getting hospitalized, but I don't remember being there or being released. Like, I remember going there and checking in, but I don't remember when I got out, but I do remember being home for the first night I came back, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's hard because that was only the first time, and I was hospitalized once again, and this time it was for like a partial program, which, you know, you're doing hospital but you're staying home, you're going home at night, and it was also for the same thing. You know, it's hard to have story times like this when you go through so much, like, trauma and abuse, but you don't really want to say much due to triggering other people and also trying to be private, but you want to talk about it with people. You want to be there for other people. And in these times that I'm talking about, I felt completely isolated. But I always went back to, you know, I never felt that I needed a social life because I had people inside my head to talk to, but, you know, even with them, I always felt the need for another person on the outside to just get me and understand. And it was always hard to find that. Like, it was always hard to find that. uh, I'm not trying to like, cry and stuff like that. That's not where this is going. It's just my nose is stuffy, so I'm all right. I'm okay talking about this, like, so we, with dissociative identity disorder, we went through so many different things. It all started from like middle school, where I had, the body dysmorphia. So I went through, eating disorders. I went through this. I went through so many different things, but nothing ever felt right. Nothing ever made me what I wanted to be. But even till today, like, I'm happy where I'm at, but I still feel like I'm trying to find myself. And I just feel like sometimes I'm just drifting through time, which is something, you shouldn't have to feel like that. So, dissociative identity disorder, I also have problems with my alters. We have conflict all the time. Me and Emily, for the most part, I get conflicts with Elle all the time, conflicts with the new one, Raven, which I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to introduce her to this channel because, her being a hypersexual alter, I'm still trying to relay the boundaries to her and stuff like that, but sometimes stuff doesn't always go the way that you want to, so you gotta build up the timing. And my video today is a couple days late because I wanted to mentally prepare myself to talk about this, but I wanted to also find a way on how to talk about it to where it wasn't putting all of everything out there, and it wasn't like, over exerting myself or, doing, because I knew the moment that I made a YouTube that I was going to start putting my personal life out there. I knew that the moment I started having people on my channel or started talking about my dissociative identity disorder, because it is a very personal, big part of my life, which I knew about. I just didn't know how to talk, about certain things. But dissociative identity disorder, a lot of the times, I don't want to say this word because I don't want to, like, but, it's hard for me to put it out there, but there's a lot of people that fake having it, and I'm not going to name any names or do anything like that because, who am I to be, the judge and jury of someone else, you know what I mean? But my question is why would you want to fake having something that I struggle with every day, that many people do? Oh my God, that was a fly. That scared me. And many people struggle with it. We struggle with finding help for it. We struggle with finding people that we can talk to. We struggle making friends. We struggle with family. We struggle with finding therapists that are willing to treat us. Like, we have it hard, and what do people do? Glamorize it in movies or TV shows, or glamorize it, and then infantilize it and victimize it. Like, you fake having something that is hard for us. We don't do this because we want someone else to blame. We don't, like, I don't know, me personally, if I had a choice to not have it, I don't know what I don't know if I would take it because, it's who I am. But if I had a do-over in my life without knowing what I do now, and if I was born without it, I'm pretty sure I would have been fine that way too. Like, it's a very harsh conflict, and I hope I don't really get judged because I just wanted to talk and rant about it and, have you guys understand that, even though my channel is, usually happy, I try to not make it so grim. But every once in a while, I have to, like, I feel like I have to, come in and be like, listen, this isn't all sunshine and rainbows, you know what I mean? Any mental health issue should be taken seriously, should be handled seriously, and it shouldn't be like anyone else's thing to where you feel like you have to put on a show for everyone else. And I don't want to feel like I'm doing that. I want to be completely authentic with you guys. So thanks for listening. If you want a part 2 of this, or if you want to see more serious content like this, let me know down below. I'll be doing shout outs next video for whoever comments. Also, happy holidays, everyone. 4th of July passed. I don't really celebrate 4th of July, but if you guys had a great holiday, I'm happy for you. Another thing is that I've been getting a lot of things about the audio on my videos. Now, when I edit my videos, the audio doesn't sound so wonky, like the music isn't that loud or all over the place, and I don't know, it doesn't sound like that. Maybe when I uploaded something, I don't know, but in this video I did add subtitles to my last videos, including my oldest videos, because those were a little bit messed up. But in this video I won't be putting any background music at all, and let's see how it works. Let's see if the audio is clear. If you hear that rooster, say hi to the rooster, And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It really helps my channel. For all the new people who subscribed, in the past 3 months, I went from 0 to subscribers to 92, which doesn't sound like a lot, but to me, I'm extremely grateful for it, because I didn't expect to get any subscribers at all when I put out content, because my idea isn't to get famous. It's just to talk to people, build connections, and advice, educational purposes, you know what I mean. So remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and comment down below what you would like to see next. Who would you like to see next? I'm gonna have someone visiting my channel next week. I'm gonna try to continue to have people visiting. If you want to see any repeats of whomever, I know you guys been wanting to see more of my mom. Let's make that happen, especially because my mom doesn't think anyone wants to see her. So comment down below, say hi, Evie's mom, and ask her questions. She always wants to answer. So yeah, this is me. This is, my channel if you're new. Thanks. And yeah, goodbye.